You know, I think back to 8 years ago and the day we were sitting in our conference room and we began to talk about the fact of how this leadership was going to work together. And I remember clearly saying, there is no way I'm going to be the co-leader of something unless Milton is willing to be co-leader with. And those 8 years have been some of the most precious years that I can think of in my 45 years on staff. 3 years ago, we began to journey together about a transition. And I think that transition was going to become something that not only was something I believe God was calling us to, but I also believe it was an opportunity to see Cru Inner City be under a leader who I not only respect, but could easily been a leader in any other organization or any other division of Cru. But this really is a season for you to lead, and it's my joy to come under and serve you and lift up your hands. And I can't think of anybody better. And then you bring along with you your wonderful wife and your community. It's just a sweet spot.
Milton is authentic. He's a servant. And he's also vulnerable, which is one of the great characteristics that distinguishes a very successful leader.
Milton is really just a super hard-working guy. You can just tell that he's ministering from the heart because he's emotionally attached to what he does.
Milton is uniquely qualified to be the executive director of Cru Inner City because he knows what it's like to grow up in poverty, and he knows what it's like to come out of poverty. He knows what it's like to lead the church. He's a pastor, an elder. He has led locally, he's led regionally, he's led nationally. He's a leader, and I'm excited about our future under Milton.
We have been financially supporters of Milton and Cynthia Massie since approximately 1989, so about 29 years.
I've invested and partnered with Milton and his family because of his integrity and devotion.
My wife and I have supported Milton and Cynthia for over 6 years because by supporting them, we're supporting a neighborhood in Chicago, we're supporting the city of Chicago, and now we're supporting the country and even the world.
I would give my last earned dollar for what he does.
There's a couple reasons I've continued to serve alongside Milton. The first is he just loves me and my family.
He encourages us as a family. He's a father figure. He's so supportive and encouraging us. He's a shepherd. He loves on his team. He loves on the people in his church.
He's a one-of-a-kind. You just don't find them like that.
This is a challenging season, an encouraging season at the same time. I have no doubt that what God's going to have us do is going to expand and do even greater things that we've been doing. What we've been committed to in the past is what we're committed to for the future. Being Christ-centered, in other words, we start with Christ, we end with Christ, also being church-based. We want to make sure we're serving and that we're submitting to those leaders who are also not only our partners, but they're also our friends. And then being compassion-driven. Again, Micah 6:8 tells us to love mercy, to do justly, and to walk humbly with your God. We can't do this without your commitment being involved with us. So would you consider joining us in this future? Because we believe there's more fruit ahead for the future with you being a part of it.